Greetings. Tony Davis coming to you from Mastermind Organized Effort Public Speaking Leadership Academy. Shakespeare once said, "Nothing's good nor bad unless thinking makes it so." Have you ever sang that song, "This Little Light of Mine," when you was in grade school or preschool? I sang that song in grade school or preschool, but I didn't realize that that song was a ritual. It wasn't a ritual to brighten my light. It was a ritual to have me believing this little light of mine. When no, I'm not a little light, I'm a bright light. When God spoke those words, "Let there be light," there was light. He created light, and not a little light, but a bright light. When God created me and God created you, He created a bright light in each and every one of us. Profiteering off of humanity's ignorance and suffering is the game plan. And I'm bringing this message today because at a particular time in life, I know that the programming was absolutely real for me due to, people in society not wanting us to elevate to the heights that we were created to elevate to. And I'm not going to blame those folks because it was just something that they was programmed and taught just as well too. What I've learned is that I had to reteach myself and retrain myself to not allow those things that were taught to me back then to be who I am today in the present time. Also, I had to learn that my failures cannot dictate my present. However, I do know that out of decisions and choices that my past could quickly become my present, as well as my future. Learning how to be resilient in tough times. It takes some retraining on how not to give up. It takes some understanding of the mind, because in the mind, everything is created in the mind. Fear, doubt, lack of creativity, low self-esteem. All those things are created in our mind. And sometimes we can paint a picture in our mind and make the situation that much worse. As well as I heard someone say that when you stay positive, even in the negative, that negative is going to have to turn into positive. However, when we get into a situation, I know for myself, whenever I'm thinking negative and I go into a situation, I'm going into that situation with a negative mind and negative emotions. And many times, the situation was not as bad as I thought, but I created it in my own mind. Growing up, I grew up as a little boy in the inner city. And as we know, in the inner city, things happen. My mom, I love my mom very much, and Lord bless her. She had a 6th grade education, so she was only able to direct me and guide me with the information that she had. And I talk about my mom because my mom was that pillar for me. My mom was that lady who she made sure that no matter what, right? Even with a 6th grade education, our clothes was clean, we had a hot meal on the table, and we had a place to lay our head and to call home. In moving forward in life, I faced a lot of situations. I faced a lot of negative situations, and I faced a lot of no's. Once again, everything starts with the picture in the mind. I had to begin to change that picture in my mind. I did some things that I was not supposed to do, just trying to fit in, just trying to feel part of. And in feeling part of, I lost part of me. Well, I ain't gonna say I lost it. It didn't fall out my pocket. I just didn't want to deal with that part of me that was being neglected and rejected. However, that part of me that was being neglected and rejected was this big light of mine. Now I see today that I'm a big light and that the voice that I have, it has power. And I want to say to you that your voice has power. Don't be afraid to allow your big light to shine in a dark space. And sometimes we're put in situations in order to bring light to that dark space and not knowing why we're there. And we question, what is the purpose? The purpose is not those exterior things. The purpose is the interior. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And that's that spirit which is in you, which is the light of the world. You are an electric being. Unplug from the exterior and plug within you. And you'll see how much power that you possess. In becoming a construction supervisor, I wanted to do things differently. And my why was to help out people, but also to help out my family. I've seen other people around me doing it. And I said, Tony, you can do that too. But in facing some of the difficulties of getting there, and one of the difficulties was there was 6 books. And in my mind, I didn't think that I was that bright. In my mind, I didn't think I could do it. It's 6 books. Wow. And you got an hour and some change to answer so many questions. Oh, wow. How can you do that? And I had to tell a voice inside me to shut up. We're going to do this. What's the worst can happen? I can learn something. I can succeed and become much better than that negative voice in my head. But also at the same time, this great light of mine, I had to hold on to that. I couldn't let the exterior noise stop me. So yes, I went forth. And some of the hurdles I faced is going in there. I was a little afraid. I said, all these answers, all these questions, how am I going to do it? Something inside me said, just calm down and do the best that you could do. And that's what I did. And the first time I didn't get it. And I remember getting discouraged. And I remember coming out of that testing facility with my head down. And I called up someone I was very close to. And she said to me, pick your head up. What are you crying for? It took John F. Kennedy 7 times to pass the bar. You keep moving forward. You have what it takes. And I lifted my head up and I said, yes, I'm going to do this. And I went back to the dark room, back to studying, back to reading. Went back again. I didn't pass. Went back the 3rd time. I didn't pass. And I could have gave up at that point in time saying, this is ridiculous. I'm never going to get it. Let me try something else. But something inside me said, no, Tony, you got to keep moving forward. Because you have to be that beacon for others to let them know, okay, that through resilience, persistence, positivity, and patience, that it can be done. I went in the 4th time. And yes, I came out victorious. A few years ago, the company won an award for the best construction company in Boston. And we're just a small construction company. And I'm grateful for that. This is my certification out of MIT. And I'm saying to you that no matter what, don't give up on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Stay resilient. And let your big light shine. And a failure is not a failure when you learn something from it. If you don't learn something from it, then it becomes a failure. As they say, keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. It's insanity. But when we learn to keep moving, there's something called key, K-E-Y. Keep educating yourself. You don't have to be ignorant, and ignorance is just a lack of understanding. Let your light guide you, this big light of mine. Be the person that you want to be, go forward, and unplug from the outside and replug on the inside. Allow what's inside of you to be the driving force and to be your why you move forward. Don't worry about your friends. Don't worry about your family, because their time is not your time. Your time is very exclusive. Oh yeah, trust that. Your time is exclusive. You was born with a time to leave a mark. You was born and brought upon this planet because you're special. You're worthy. You're worthy to have all those things that you desire to have. You just can't give up on yourself. And you can't let those outside things beat the dream out of you. It's your dream. And there's a reason why you was given that dream. Everything starts in the mind. Even the silly putty. The man who made the silly putty. Look at it now. And it came from his mind. It came from a thought. And he had to overcome that fear. False evidence appearing real. And fear is a sharp tool that some folks know how to use. And keep this in mind, right? That once again, fear is just false evidence appearing real. And your light is here to make the darkness disappear. Allow your light to shine. And it's not this little light of mine. It's this great big light of mine. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. If there's anything that resonated with you with this video, or you think it might help someone, please give a like, a thumbs up, and a share. Tony Davis coming to you from Mastermind, Organized Effort, Public Speaking, Leadership Academy.